What's up, y'all? I had to test this again just to make sure because I refused to do take number 6 or 7, 5, or 8, 9, or 10 because y'all, this is my 5th attempt actually recording it. As y'all see, the meantime, you see, this is sorry, y'all. Like I said, it's been an interesting last couple hours. I recorded as soon as the episode went off, and I'm not used to using cameras. You know, only thing occasionally I use is a flip camcorder, but I just not using it for filming. You know, if y'all used to me now, I'm used to using the webcam on my laptop, which is a Dell. I'm not trying to talk about it bad because until I get some more coins to get another laptop. Yeah, okay, it does what it's supposed to do, the purpose. But I had no problem using the camera the first 2 times. If y'all get a chance to, I did do the Preacher's Daughter season 2 episode 1 review. I don't know if I'm gonna keep reviewing that show, but I'll try to, whatever. And my YouTube shout out video part 2, and also the link is also part 1, so definitely check those videos out. And if the shout out to my YouTube fam, shout out to my old and new subscribers, and if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button below, like, comment, rate, and subscribe. I know I just said some words, but y'all, like I said, I'm just like, what the hell? Yeah, so I didn't know you supposed to charge phone. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Is the battery was low, and it didn't show until after it didn't show at all until really after I guess I recorded. And when I sat there trying to load the process to my damn laptop, you just seen the shadow of me, okay? So I tried record. I tried my flip camcorder. I didn't know because I don't usually use it that much at all. It was also dead. So of course I just went ahead and tried to, you know. Then I used another camera. I don't like use it, but you know, I'm just saying everyone. It just seemed everybody was like, well, you know, the battery's dead. You just going to wait. And I didn't want to use my. Like I said, I'm trying to, you know, use the webcam. So when I finally tried again for my 4th time, make a long short story between all those attempts, I did a good video, and then all you can see is from the chin down here. I'm like, really? Really? Okay, y'all, let me go with my rant. Whew. I did a little test before this one, so I should be alright. So you should be able to see all this frame in the frame, okay? So anyways, y'all, let's get started with this. Now, let's get, you know, this episode was technically a teaser because Bravo pulled us in with their editing to make it seem like as if the fight between Peter and Greg was going to be this episode. And I guess it's going to come in the next episode next week or the week after next, you know what I mean? So, let's get started. Now, Cynthia and Nene meet at the swimsuit thing store, because you know they're supposed to get signed for this trip. Kenya, also known as Barbara, paid for the trip, and then Kenya just they told Kenya to pretend as if she was the one paying to feel, because you know all the action she calls, you know, which Nene claims like Kenya did star a lot of this mess. Girl, please. Anyway, now Cynthia sitting here, and you know she's letting us know she's slim, she's trim, she's right. Okay, and so there's nothing wrong with that, of course. That's good for her, and you know she's spyware free, so she wants, you know, to show off her physique, and she's, you know, her bikini shopping, and then Cynthia decides to bring up about the Bailey Bowes incident, right? And also knows could have returned to the Bailey brawl under none circumstances, okay? So she wanted to know how it turned left. And of course, Nene's basically looking, felt like calling her during there a bitch to her face. And we all know Cynthia, we all need to go to Indigo to count, or either go to eBay or whatever, or, you know, go to Indigo count. You know, that's how I think, you know, one of those sites where you could put donations. So we can get Cynthia and rent her like a trial 30-day backbone. Maybe we can get her one of those. Because, you know, for Nene to be her friend, I mean, there's a difference of disagreements and a difference of way of just talking like, you know, you're beneath somebody, someone is beneath you too, okay? And for her to be Cynthia, you know, supposed to be Cynthia's good friend, supposedly, I did not see that. So, she's basically like this, I don't want to hear about Marlo, and I didn't know time about blah, 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 blah. Did she curse at her? Did she curse at Cynthia? Oh, damn people. So anyway, like I said, and Cynthia, you know, unless it was editing or a part of bonus clip, I ain't gonna watch no damn way. The last time I checked, Nene just looked, you know, just kind of like just put her down, you know, Cynthia, you know, balled up in the corner damn near, as far as I'm concerned, because it's like she didn't say anything to her about that and could have just said, you know what, don't come at me that way. Not even anything to her, okay? She didn't sit here and do the hands and, you know, did this like she did, you know, to Candy stuff. You know, she may not be as close to Candy, but her and Candy were supposed to be good. And remember, they were sharing Kleenex tissue when they were talking about the moms being involved in the relationship. Last time I checked, right? So, anyways, they getting ready for this trip. Here was another thing. Now, Kenya goes to Marlo. You know, she at Marlo's house to talk about the stuff. And, you know, I could have sworn, was it just me or did we hear some violin remix in the background when Marlo's about to tell her story, okay? She was talking about, of course, the reenactment that when they were talking about, you know, when at the Bailey Ball / or also known as Brawl. And she up here talking about some, well, you know, when Nene and them, you know, we're talking about I'm rich, I was up there like, hey, I'm rich, we rich, yeah, I love Nene. And then accidentally when she tried to jump on her back or try to hug or whatever the case was, and it went wrong, and then Nene was like, you know, basically get away from me, bitch, type of thing. And then we all know the next scene a little bit after when Kim was trying to take her over there to stir the pot, or so-called, or also known as, to see what's wrong. And then Nene's basically like, get the fuck away, bitch, and try to throw water her like, you know, it was a plant that was dying and needs some water type of shit or whatever, disrespect, whatever, like you thirsty and I'm throwing water in your ass to quit your thirst or whatever the hell she was trying. So they're talking about, you know, Marlo. Now here's the interesting thing. Marlo gave this information about, she knew for a couple months ago, ever since she'd been around they were talking about Kenya, and she was letting her know, like, you know, basically like choose, like, you know, either me or, you know, you better be either my friend or you not, don't be her friend, whatever. What, a couple weeks ago, months, whatever it was. And they did the old school line type of thing. You got the thing whereas some people call to do a three-way conversation or plan something or talk about whatever they did or whatever events. Then the kids, you used to have it where it be camouflage, say like, you got, say, your friend calling, the boy you want to talk to is on the line, but your parents going to answer the phone and some shit. You get what I'm saying, right? So the boys sit there and, you know, may I talk to Christy? Yeah, Christy, Rachel's on the phone. And then Christy got David on the other line. And, you know, as soon as Christy, Rachel, here he is, here's David. I'm just saying, that is happening. And, you know, then you got, like, the confrontation and stuff like that, either or, all above or other. And, that's pretty much what it was with three-way simping, which I'm kind of wanted to Nene call Cynthia anyway. Anyways, y'all, so we sat there and heard that part, and that, like I said, we started here. And anyway, they were talking about, they decided to throw some shade there, that Nene's probably acting that way due to the fact that she's no longer a new normal, right? And it could be that Nene, I mean, you know, Nene is likable at times, stuff like that. I ain't liking her in a moment. But what I'm saying is that it could be also, too, that Nene, you know, could have a big ego and stuff like that. I don't know where this came from. But they just while taking the shade, making it, and indirectly saying, like, you know, bitch, you're no longer rich. You're comfortable like the rest of us. And, you know, to my what she does have a, you know, have a part on Glee. In other words, to make it seem like this. If you slow-mo and pause every 10 seconds, you might pause to see her tall self, and her Donald Trump wig, okay? So, anyways, I mean, according to Marlo. That was good. Fuck. Anyway, so that's what it was talking about. Then you got a scene where Peter decides to visit Cordell, even though he was all Team Portia at first and kind of understood where she was coming from. Now all of a sudden he up there trying to text, talk and text, and you know, DM him on Cordell on Twitter, and probably try to Skype call him and then go through or whatever. And they have Apple phones, FaceTime him, and he didn't want to answer, whatever the hell how that works. I don't. You can tell I ain't got no iPhones, but you get what I'm saying. So, anyways. We sat there and he went to go visit Cordell, and now all of a sudden he believes Cordell just based on what he said. Cordell already said, like, from the example, like, as far, you know, Peter was like, well, you know, for example, one of the things was he was trying to see how it was, blah blah blah, and Cordell said he's been raising his son. It's been hard for him raising his 10-year-old son by himself. Peter suggests, you know, a 10-year-old, not a 10-year-old, may say like an older Jamaican woman to take care of him in that situation and stuff of that nature, where he asked him, I guess, about the marriage thing, how's he holding up. And, you know, Cordell was saying she didn't, you know, about the whole thing, about the Portia thing. The marriage was, basically, she, you know, even though it wasn't through Twitter, she asked him to get a divorce 3 months prior to, so she didn't find out through Twitter or whatever. And then, you know, Portia came with a package where she had family members, like her mom, for example, was eating on, the orange creamsicle colored cream couch and stuff, was eating Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, whatever the fuck she was eating, and eating on her goddamn couches and stuff like that. So of course Peter can relate, because we all know before him Mallory became friends, and before in the mom, whatever, the marriage lights and everything else, he can relate to him about those circumstances. So anyways, we have it where he basically now decides about the Cordell situation, takes his side. And also the thing was, well, didn't you love her because y'all didn't have a prenup? But still, in a way, since there's nothing in Portia's name, that means she still leaves with, her Williams last, well, I think that is her maiden name, and that's it. It's like, bye-bye, bitch, you go out of here, okay? He's like, he loves her, but, she got to go and do her own stuff, or whatever the case is, whatever. But, he's basically like, Portia's trying to play victim, all right? But like I said, I don't know why Peter was so concerned, or whatever the case was, about that incident, you know what I mean? So, whatever. So, anyways, we got, the next thing, like I said, y'all, I'm sorry, but it's just like there's so many times to try to do this video. And now we get ready to trip. Basically, Kenya and Lawrence go first before they're playing around. Kenya already has a setup where she's supposed, they got the trip ready and stuff like that. Did I already mention about Phaedra and Apollo, right? Now, Phaedra, of course, looks at Kenya. I don't want to look at this video, make sure. But like I said, make a long story short, we already know she's thinking about going to trip, but she don't really want to go there. But she already said about the Portia situation, like, you know what? I'd rather have Portia take Black History Month exams than deal with Kenya. And then she's worried about how Kenya, the serpent on the rainbow in her eyes, and Kenya Moore Whore, or whatever she calls her, is going to try, since her, Apollo and Kenya have different agendas. But I'm thinking like, well, even though Kenya is up here trying to throw so you get attention or start friction or whatever, Apollo falls for it because he likes her, whatever, as well. Then we all see last season when Kenya approached in that island trip with her fake fiance boyfriend that time then, not only did he pick her up to throw in the water, he did some, I throw Jane, Tarzan throw Jane over, over the shoulder and grabbed her ass, whether it was naturally given or, she worked worked out it, out on it, or she, paid a doctor. Anyway, what I'm saying is that, actually, he is up on it too. So he has feelings for it, but it's just all on Kenya. It's the only one involved in this shit, okay? Alright. So, like I said, Kenya got pictures, she got a presidential suite, and her and Miss Lawrence, just talking, la gagging, and she got, she basically got portfolio photos, it's supposed to be all in all their rooms, whatever. Oh, girl, Kenya. So, the next day, here we go. The next day, you have it where, you got Candy, Todd, and me. First it was Nene and Greg, I think. Then we had Cynthia and Peter. And then Portia came third, and Candy and Todd, to form that Phaedra. I think she called Phaedra at first, and Phaedra can't find her passport and stuff like that. And, whatever. So, on the way there, once I guess they get to the, driving, stretch Hummer to the destination, Peter decides to bring up and ask her, Portia, about this whole thing with saying I talked to Cordell, which was inappropriate anyway, but we're used to Peter sitting here throwing shade or whatever he's trying to accomplish, always put his nose in his business. Only been a few times, like I said, with the whole after the charity whatever event was the only time I kind of like agree with his saying, but usually we all know Peter is an asshole, okay? And he's sitting there basically talking about, asking her about what she went to Cordell's and he said he loved you, blah, blah, blah. And Portia was just like, okay, I loved him. I'm not going to bash him more, blah, blah, blah. But, it's about moving on. And, here goes Cynthia confession. I know, Peter basically is a mouthful or whatever, but, it's really expressing the mouth. It's like, okay, then why aren't you telling us now? Because that really was personal. It was none of his business to confront her and bring about her marriage issues in front. If you really, since he's supposed to be was Team Portia or whatever the case was, he could have just went there and talked to her, you know, like on the side where nobody else was there. I know there was cameras there and stuff or whatever when it's already been publicized about their process of divorce. But at the same time, it was kind of like, you know what, whatever, Peter, okay? So, you know, Greg was already gone on the champagne. He was like, oh, champagne. I could have sworn he was already hyped then. So once we get to the tail, they are greeted by Kenya coming out with a poncho bikini up there twirling, okay? You know, I just hope she wasn't talking hopeless. Well, I guess she's a professional twirler because my ass would have probably bust my got, you know, dizzy after coming dizzy, whatever the case is after that. So, anyways, y'all, we got Lawrence also twirl. So then, you know, they're showing the rooms, and you know how Kenya wants to keep claiming she wants to kill Nene with kindness, right? So she also gives Nene president's suite. But like I said, Nene thinks she deserves it because, you know, since Kenya has the only one who's done wrong in that whole incident. Okay, so anyways, we all had to see the portfolio pictures, blah blah blah, and then Greg, who was so happy, I guess so excited, decides to hump some couch or something outside, whatever it is, you know, on the patio of their personal suite and spanking his own ass, and it's just like, the hell is going on here? And we don't need to see this at all. Oh no. But if y'all know us, remember even that trip last time, he always been extra hype. Remember he had his invisible horse and he was getting it up and shit like that. So I'm just saying. So anyways, fast forward. You know, I remember, if y'all paid attention, remember Ty was up there talking about, you know, you heard him whenever, I guess they were walking over to see their rooms. Ty was like, oh, we got a good room. We didn't do shit. Which is true, but they all obviously had decent rooms, whatever. So we got later on, Cynthia goes to visit Kenya. Cynthia goes to visit Portia, and she's sitting here talking about basically let her know she had nothing to do with Peter and his actions going to Cordell and trying to Skype him and everything else, right? And, you know, but she makes this comment talking about, you know, well, you know, he called Peter and he's on his, Peter called Cordell and he's on his way here. And, you know, like, Cynthia, girl, please. And somebody said, you know, the IRS will borrow one your ass. I'm just saying, you know, something like that. Or somebody play with you like, there's a tow truck taking a Peter's car. You wouldn't think that was, I'm just saying. You know, so they have this dinner, and finally Paulo and Phaedra arrive. But like I said, we all know that Kendrick it could be and it could not be. That, of course, even based on what Phaedra was saying, that she was trying to avoid not going there because of Kenya's action. And Kenya, of course, takes the opportunity to basically say, like, basically Phaedra is intimidated by her or whatever. And she's intimidated at her husband, blah, blah, blah. So, whatever. So, that's when Greg asked her to tell because they kind of had switched up. Kenya had this game where before Apollo and Phaedra finally arrived, it lasts like 20 seconds of the show, this episode. She's basically telling people like, you know what, how about y'all switch? So basically, Candy was like where Greg was. Greg is like, I'm an OG in the bedroom, and Nene was playing around, you know, with Todd, and they were just acting cool. You know, as far as just like being silly, like, okay, this is my man now, this is my woman, you know, type of thing. But it was all fun for a second. So when Portia gets there, you know, looking fast, lovely with her out, you know, everything from head to toe. And she sits down, and Greg decides to bring up, like, you know, did you try your best to keep, you know, this up, and don't think, you know, do you think you were embarrassed? Basically, I said, like, you know, did you do everything you can to save the marriage type of thing? And he's like, he realized he was given a second chance, he had to learn, and he was blessed to give another chance, blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know who else said something, I don't know if Peter came back in, but I do remember this quite exactly, is when she brought up about, the thing is, the first year, she said first, Cordell, you know, honored, that was his wife. He said he was supposed to take care of her, something along those lines, blah, blah, blah. But over time, things had changed in the situation, and she said she was even willing to go to work. And Cynthia decided to sit here and bring up about bring financial. But like I said, Cynthia likes to always point out other people's flaws that could be tied to hers, okay? Because the last time I checked, didn't Cynthia say, you know, episodes ago, right before Marlo had stayed her 2-month or 2-year stay, whatever the hell is going on, right? And she was basically, like, letting Peter know, like, you promised me this and promised me that. Basically, Peter was supposed to be a genie that was supposed to grant Cynthia her 3 wishes, and all he's gave her is IOUs, and them IOUs are still present to this day, as far as what she even said in her own words. Okay, so for her to be so quick, it's almost like she's trying to just, you know, push off what's going on in her situation. Like, she has the opportunity to basically bring up shit about the other. Because I forgot who else she did that to recently. But it's like, you can't talk because this has happened in your situation as well. But you take the opportunity to come at somebody else. Just like even that weight thing, for example. Here, she was up here crying stuff like that. Greg was kind of being kind of like a little mean about, you know, about her situation, about how she was crying about her weight. But here she trying to throw shade at somebody else's weight. Girl, please. So, anyways, you know, then Portia goes into the speech where she starts talking about, you know, with all the national rumors and everything pulling out, you know, she basically was like, she was going to, you know, she was going to basically be by his side and going to be like the ideal wife, my ideal husband, and we were just going to ride it out and nothing was going to stop us. So, you know, I think Kenya was around that time like, you're like, you know, another version of Olivia Pope. I think she said in a confession, but she's like, you basically saying he's a beard. And, you know, Portia's like, no, I'm trying to say that I actually had his back and stuff like that, right? And, you know, here's Greg was like, y'all ain't seeing what she's saying. I think Peter, of course, was trying to say something too, but he was like, y'all failed to listen to the fact that she's basically trying to say this, that she what's wrong being PR? He was like, ever say situation like being your PR person or protecting y'all image. What is wrong with that? You know, you're supposed to have your just back in that way. And then Candy was trying to say something because, you know, Phaedra, of course, be like, of course, Kenya is not supposed to say shit anyway because she's not married. And then all of a sudden you got you know, Candy and Portia, because all of a sudden it seemed like a couple of mistakes later, because Kenya, you know, Portia was like, I'm still trying to say what I'm trying to say, and then that's when Kenya decided to sit here and say, like, okay, this is what's going to happen tomorrow, next thing our trip, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, Portia was mumbling to Kenya, like, even I think they were talking amongst each other, like, here's this motherfucker trying to do me out and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how it kind of ended, you know. Hopefully at least got a drink in, or they did before that. But yeah, so I'm done for this video, and then I still got to do my Blood, Sweat, and Heels review, y'all. Oh, Lord. So anyway, y'all have a pleasant night, pleasant weekend. Love y'all, and I definitely see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.